All right, Asad, we've been planning to do an interview for a while and it hasn't quite happened. So there's a bunch of stuff we could talk about. There's the tournament, obviously, the Smash Brothers tournament, but also you've been in the program for a minute now.
Yeah.
In fact, I think you've been here kind of ever since I started, or at least since we started with the esports lab in person.
Yeah.
So I have questions, obviously, but I know you have a story to tell and you have a lot to share. So I'd like to give you the floor to start off if there's anything you want to lead with.
So first thing I'll lead with is the tournaments, the 2 tournaments I had. So my first ever tournament was my junior year. It was here at Bosco with a bunch of different schools. I forgot the school that interests me the most, but there was one player that was really good. My first opponent was actually ranked 15 nationally.
Wow.
So I don't know if that's unlucky or that's just having.
I mean, you could argue it's lucky in a certain way.
Just having good aura.
Good aura?
Yeah.
On your part or the opponent's part?
On my part.
On your part. That's a good way to look at it.
Because first of all, he was a Pac-Man player, and I feel like Pac-Man is the one character in the Smash Bros. That's like really hard for Kirby to beat.
And you main Kirby?
Yeah.
So I forgive me because I don't have a deep knowledge of Smash Bros. But is it pretty typical if you are trying to play at a high level that you never switch characters, or do you have like a couple options that you switch between?
You're supposed to have a couple of options, like 3, just in case, just because of like some tournaments have rules that you're not used to. Like the one that I was in, like prior, like not before, but this one, the most recent one, they had the rule where if a teammate uses Kirby, you can't use Kirby for your match. Like
because it's like too OP if people back to back are using the same character.
Yeah. So my secondary is Kazuya. So what happened was in my first ever match, I played with Kirby, but then I lost. So my second match, I played with Kazuya, and then I beat him, and then everybody was like, "Don't underestimate him. Like, don't look down on him. He's actually good. He might actually beat you." So the guy took it personal and he 3-stocked me.
Oh jeez. So you didn't get any stock on him?
I won this. So it was best out of 3 for that particular tournament. So I lost the first match. I won the second match and lost the third one, and then for my second one I just lost.
And when did this happen? Do you remember when?
That was my junior around the same time.
Okay.
Like I would say like October or November, and then there was this one player that really caught my eye. I never got to play him because he won the whole Smash tournament. Like he went all the way from the beginning to end, like non-stop. Like he never lost. He just kept going. The one thing that interested me about him was that he was also a Pac-Man player.
Really?
But the amount of ways that he was blocking and doing other things was very intriguing because I've never seen a Pac-Man player do that before. Like his constant perfect blocking, and you know how hard that's supposed to be. Like you're supposed to time it perfectly. Like he did it so well. He even did tricks in the air and spike people, in which I've never done. Even though I'm supposed to be able to do it because I play Kirby, which is like he's supposed to have unlimited recovery almost. So I feel like I'm not using the character in the full potential. And part of the reason why I think I'm not using the character how it's supposed to be used is because I can't really use my left hand, and like I don't have full range of motion in my left hand, and it's like the moving part is the one used for your left hand. So I feel like sometimes instead of the stick going up, it goes down. So I kind of mess up in that regard, and which is why
I wonder if there's any modification you can do for movement wise.
I could, but I don't want to.
Really?
Yeah, because the whole reason why I joined esports was because to fix my dexterity, like to get it better. So I feel like Smash Bros is one game that's like perfect for me, because I really love playing like fighting games. So it really helps to, at the same time I'm doing kind of like therapy with the way I'm moving my arms, because one wrong move and you're dead. Like when I first started playing Smash, I down B'd a lot, which is when he turns into a rock and like you just go down. So I would down B off the stage. So I did train my left thumb to stop doing that, which took like a bunch of practice.
How long do you think that took?
I would say my coach that first when I started playing Smash, I started with Coach Alex, and then we had an actual teenager. He graduated from Bosco, and I feel like he really helped me learn. Like even though I was messing up all the time, he just said, keep going, keep doing it. Like Kirby has a lot of potential. You just need to learn how to control that left arm of yours, and I feel like you'll be really good.
So it sounds to me like a lot of the challenge, but that to me is even more inspiring and sort of touches upon the real goal that you mentioned off camera a little while ago. And it's a lot of guys come in and they focus on how they're going to thrive as competitors, right? My objective is to beat the other player, but you're talking more about how do I use all of this as a gauge to improve my own experience and my own progress, which it's hard to put into words how valuable that is, because it's almost like losing. Not only it does it not matter in some instances, but it's actually what you need in order to figure out your next step or your next level in personal growth, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like I personally feel like losing isn't really a bad thing. On the contrary, it's actually a good thing, because it shows, like, even if it shows your true personality, because how you are in game is how you are in real life. And that's not me saying it, it's actually my sister that said it. She was like, because she is a video game nerd back in the day.
Did she play Smash as well?
No, she just likes to play different type of games. She says how you are, and like let's say you're losing, and how you react shows like how you're gonna deal with situations in real life.
I agree 100%. And I mean, you've heard this story probably, where people will make deals out on the golf course, where business people will go out and they'll play golf. I think twofold: one, it's a way to get to connect with a business partner, but two, you get to see how that person acts outside of, there's lots of walls I can put up when I'm having a conversation with you, but if you see me play and you see how I act in moments of panic, and if it's either very like calm, cool, collected, or it's, I'm like throwing my teammates under the bus, I'm not the most helpful person, you learn a lot about the person deep down when they're put into those situations. Some people will say, oh, it's just games, but I think your sister is right on the money with that one.
Yeah.
So I know you have to get out of here soon, Asad. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk about this with me. I just want to ask if there's any closing things you want to bring up before we finish here.
One thing I would say is that everything in my life that I ever did, whether it was gaming or doing schoolwork, or like everything in my life, is all thanks to my family. Like they really showed me like the right thing to do and like how to do things, and they showed me how to never give up. Like even if you lose, it's not the end of the world. Like there's always room for growth for anybody. Like even if you think you're a failure, there's someone like not as good as you. And at the same time, there's someone better than you. So it's always good to look forward to the future.
Very, very wise words from you, Asad.
And like learn how to move past your doubts and stuff. Because the only person that can make you better is you.
How do they feel about you being a part of esports here at Bosco?
I feel like part of the reason is like I feel like I make esports kind of glow like a little bit more than it is, because I feel like being not disabled, but like having a disability really shows people that even if you're disabled, that you could do something and make something out of your life, which is something I hope to do for everybody in the world, not just here in Bosco.
I think that's a really great message to put out.
Like I want to give people hope that are like me, that whatever they want to do, as long as they believe in themselves and they have people around them, they can accomplish whatever they set their mind to. Because in this life, there's no actual limit to what you can or can't do. You're the only one who sets that pace for yourself. That's something my sister always said. I would say that she's my role model, and I really admire her for all the things she taught me.
Sounds like a really special person.
I'll bet. Like, without her, I wouldn't be where I am today. So for that, I constantly say thank you.
I'm sure she's very proud of you, just as I'm very proud of you. I mean, just getting to hear this, we've never really had a long conversation outside of right now, and so I really appreciate hearing those words from you. Thank you so much, Asad.
You're welcome.
And I look forward to either our next interview or seeing you dominate and smash.
When I become national champ.
There we go.